Welcome to this week's video, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do the early war strategy as the Soviet Union. I am playing Iron Man mode, and historical, I would suggest doing the same. Typically, when using the early war strategy, you're going to capitulate the Germans by around 1938, and in this video I do it by October 1937. The first step is going to be setting up the military. Start by selecting the NKVD divisions and putting them in Leningrad. Next, you're going to select the Mountaineers, tanks, and motorized divisions and split them off from the infantry and cavalry. Make sure you put the Mountaineers in their own army. You'll then put the 25 divisions in a spearhead around Minsk. After you put the Mountaineers and tanks in a single spearhead, you're going to take all the infantry and put them under one field marshal, which you will then just put on the Polish border and draw an offensive line for. Now we are going to assign generals and field marshals to all of our divisions, and we are only going to use those two low-level field marshals because they're the only ones that don't get purged. I like to use Zhukov and Konev for the Mountaineers and tanks respectively. Then I just use whoever else for the infantry. I forgot, make sure you train your infantry, because since a lot of them were converted from cavalry, they're going to have very little experience, meaning they'll perform worse. Now when it comes to production, put a lot on guns, then some on artillery, and some on support equipment. With construction, we're just going to build a bunch of military factories in the south. Now, after you select focuses, you can unpause, and research, you can unpause. With the focus tree, we're just going to go historical and generic stuff with research. I tend to go dispersed industry because green numbers always mean good. Don't forget when you get 50 political power to justify on Poland. I do forget until I get like 90 political power. I'm also going to be building a railroad here because supply is abysmal and I don't want my troops to die. I'm just going to skip ahead to after we get the war goal since there's nothing much that really happens. However, I'm deleting the NKVD divisions. When I was recording this, I forgot to justify in Poland until I got around 90 political power, and then I whatchamacallit. So with Air Force, I just gave them all to Zhukov because the Soviet Air Force is borderline useless, and it doesn't really matter here. I finally remembered to start justifying on Poland, and I will just skip to when the war goal finishes. Whenever you get 150 political power, go to partial mode. We just got the war goal, now we are going to declare war on Poland, and as you just saw, they are rather weak. With this war on Poland, we're just going to battle plan it, and also snake to victory points. These are pretty much the final casualties. Now that we've capitulated the Polish, we're going to annex the east of it and then puppet the rest. We'll now begin preparing our military to attack the German Reich. The first step will be putting our 25 Mountaineer and tank divisions on the East Prussian border, along with 24 infantry divisions. After that, we put the 71 infantry on the main German border. Then draw offensive lines for all of your armies. I decided to add colors to my armies because why not, and I just had nothing better to do. We'll now begin justifying on Germany. I'm going to skip ahead to once the war goal is justified.
2,000 years later.
Now that we have the war goal, I'm going to declare, but I forgot to call in the Polish, so I was real confused why my army could not push. Just like we did in the war with Poland, we are going to battle plan it, while also snaking to victory points once we break their lines initially. Make sure you prioritize crushing them in East Prussia, and try to take Königsberg as quickly as possible so that they can't get any troops out. Also, try to cut them off in Silesia to encircle one of their divisions. That is the war's first major encirclement against the Germans, and it will not be the last. I believe that is currently about maybe 15 divisions, but I may be wrong. Here's the second major pocket of the war in Königsberg. And that's what, another 10 divisions of theirs? That's about a fifth of their army, give or take. Yeah, 100,000 men. Now that we've cleared them out of East Prussia, we're going to put the armored and mountaineer forces in the center to attempt to take Berlin, and then, snake around to take victory points. Would you look at that, less than a month into the war, we've already taken Berlin. From here, we're just going to be snaking around to capture more victory points and then capitulate them very quickly. Now that the war is won, it's time to create a peace treaty that'll last forever. First and foremost, Tanatuva will be awarded for their immense participation with Königsberg. Poland will then get their modern-day borders, and the Soviet Union will create a puppet state in the rest of Germany and get resource rights, factories, and the Navy. And that is how you take over Germany using the early war strategy before 1938. Thank you all for watching until the end. I hope you have a good rest of your day. If you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments. If the suggestions are good, I will most likely do them at some point.